Are you confused by all the V-letter ship names? You're not alone. Without counting all the Varun ships, which are just black-colored copies of other models, there's Vagabond, a ship that reminds me of a flea, Vanquisher 1, 2, and 3, about which I just made a video a couple of weeks ago. There's Venture 1, 2, and 3, which are bulky but in a pretty way. There's Vista 1, 2, and 3, an abomination if you ask me. Voyager 1, 2, and 3, the less ugly little brother of Vista. And Vindicator 1, 2, and 3, which is the topic of this video. The Vindicator is a lovely looking ship, slick and streamlined. We start the tour at the Stroud-Eklund Stability Pro landing bay on the bottom layer of the ship. From the landing bay, we enter a 1x1 companionway, which contains a ladder reaching both the mid-layer and the top layer of the ship. If I were planning the ship, I'd prefer to have the second ladder somewhere else. That way would make it easier to use the boost pack to get from the second layer to the top layer. At the front of the ship is a workshop, complete with a weapons workbench, spacesuit workbench, an industrial workbench, and a research station. Going up the ladder to the mid-layer, we enter another companionway. This companionway has just one door on the right leading to a living quarters. The living quarters are a bit sparse, but they do include a cooking station. Here on the right is the door to the Stroud-Eklund Connect Pro docker. In front is a door leading to a mess hall. There is an armory on this level, but to get to it, you have to go through the kitchen area, which you have to admit makes perfect sense, right? Back through the kitchen to the ladder in the companionway, and we climb. Going up, we enter another companionway. A door at the front leads to a control station where Sarah is currently working. Hi, Sarah.
Hey.
Going forward, we enter the Viking CP-220 cockpit and sit down to fly the ship. Alright, time to break this ship into pieces. Right off the bat, several things jump at you when you look at this ship's stats. Strong reactor producing 38 power with only 33 power used by onboard equipment. A strong shield producing 1215 health and 6 crew. Its relatively low mass giving 130 max speed is also great. However, this ship has a disappointing mobility of 63 and a disappointing single jump range of only 23 light years. We'll see why this is in a moment. The low mass can be attributed to the fact that it has only 700 kilograms of cargo space, and the low equipment power can be explained by the fact that it has only 2 weapon categories. Let's start by looking at the engines. The engines, 2 Slayton Aerospace SAL 6110 and 1 SAL 6330. All of them are C-class engines, and each uses only 2 power from the reactor. Looking at the difference between the 6110 and the 6330, we see that the 6110 has a thrust of 13,600 with a maneuvering thrust of 3,800 and a mass of 300. The 6330 has 18,000 thrust with a maneuvering thrust of 7,800 and a mass of 340. Comparing the maneuvering thrusts portion of the full thrust reveals 28% for the 6110 and 43% for the 6330, which means that replacing the 6110s with 6330s has a good chance of improving mobility. But what about the mass of the engines? The 6330 is 40 kilograms heavier, so when we compare overall thrust to mass ratio, we see about 45 for the 6110 and about 53 for the 6330. The only better engine is the 6830, which has the same overall thrust of the 6330, but more maneuvering thrust and less mass. Next is the Ballistic Solutions 700T Helium-3 tank, providing 400 light years of grav drive range. The grav drive is a Nova Galactic NG300. This grav drive uses the second highest power of 11, producing only 27 grav thrust, which is almost half of the best drive, which uses the same power. The shield is a Nautilus Fortress A3, producing 1215 health using 11 power, making it the 6th best shield generator in the game. The reactor is a Deep Core Fusor DC-403, producing 38 power, which is the 4th highest in the game. One of my favorite reactors. On the top layer, we see the companionway that has the ladder between the floors. If we move this Stroud mid-bracer, we can see all 3 companionways one atop another. In front of the companionway is the control station where we saw Sarah. This gives 4 crew stations, and in front is the Stroud Viking CP-220 cockpit. Now we can talk about the weapons. The Horizon Defense Marauder 115N Rapid Railgun is a great weapon. Despite the relatively short range of 800 meters, it has the 4th highest hull damage per second among ballistic weapons, and the 3rd highest shield damage per second among ballistic weapons. Up front, we have 2 Shinigami-made Reza 300 PHz SX pulse lasers. These also have a base range of 800 meters, making the Vindicator only good for short-range combat, which is quite odd given that it has such low mobility. Having said that, these lasers are the 4th most powerful lasers in the game for hull damage, dealing 40 damage per second, and also the 4th most powerful against shields, dealing 136 damage per second. There's plenty of spare power on the Vindicator 3 to add a missile launcher or even a particle weapon. In the back, we see 2 Panoptes de Gamma 1000 cargo holds, providing 210 kilograms of cargo each for a total of 700 when combined with the cockpit's cargo of 280 kilograms. Like the layer above it, there is the companionway, and on its right is the living quarters. Further to the right is the Stroud Connect Pro Docker. The front is a gigantic 2x3 mess hall. And finally back here is the armory. In addition, there are many caps, cowlings, and nose caps, creating the ship's distinct shape and giving room for weapon mounts. Moving the entire layer aside reveals the bottom layer. This layer is mostly landing gears, but of course there's the Stability Pro landing bay, and attached to it is a companionway. Up front is the workshop. So my recommendation? Replace the engines with SAL 6330s or even SAL 6830s if you can afford them. Add a missile launcher. I recommend the Light Scythe ATL 280C launcher. This weapon uses 4 power. You have enough spare anyway. Has a range of over 4,000 meters and deals the most damage per second of any weapon in the game. Replace the laser weapons or the ballistic weapons with longer range particle weapons. If you are level 60 or more, you can get the Ballistic Solutions PBO-175 Helion beam at Akila City or at the Den. This is a Class B weapon dealing at least twice the damage and using 1 power less, and has a range of 3,600 meters. Don't hesitate to leave comments and let me know what you think. Good Guys Free here. See you again soon.